Hello, how are you? My name is Matthew. You are in the moment. I'm not going to be in here very long. Uh, I just want to come in here and just talk about a few things that I've seen, that I have observed and been a part of since my show here on Thursday night. So the shows, I'd like to say, are getting more frequent, but I was just looking back on my own Facebook page, looking at the shows, and in the month of November, I only did 7 shows. I only did 7 shows, totaling maybe, I think it was just under 2 hours of content. So obviously, lots of people out there doing much more on the internet than I am. But again, this is my bullhorn, and I'm just sharing a message awareness campaign with you. So let's talk about some awareness. Let's talk about this special weather statement. It's been in place for quite a while now, for at least a couple of days. So here's what's going to play out, not just here in Nova Scotia, but probably the majority of the Maritimes. I don't know too many people that are going to be spared from this storm, but we're looking at, and you can go to your favorite weather forecast, wherever you get your reliable weather. I always go to Environment Canada. I've been getting reliable weather from them for quite a few years, but just looking at the weather this evening, we know there is weather on the way, some significant wind and rain, snow. So it's going to feel like -10 this evening, which is already incredibly dangerous. And again, this show is just directed towards the people who are out on the street this evening. So it's going to feel like -10 this evening. Snow and rain is in the forecast for, look for the weather to turn late afternoon, maybe 12, I don't know, maybe closer to 2 o'clock. Let's see what happens around 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. And this storm is going to be fast moving because everything should be said and done by Wednesday afternoon. But in between that, we're looking at 15 to 35 centimeters of snow for some parts of Nova Scotia. It all depends on where you are. The higher the elevation, the further you are away from the coast, the more significant snowfall is probably going to hit you. So 15 to 35 centimeters of snow. Those that get rain here in the Halifax Regional Municipality, we may get more rain than snow, but some people could see 30 to 50 millimeters of rain, and then you add in the wind. The forecast is calling for wind to be anywhere between 70 and 90 kilometers an hour. Now, all of those numbers there, all those elements of this first snowstorm of this latter part of winter, we've already had on the calendar. We're still 3 weeks away from winter, but it is going to show up here in the Maritimes tomorrow. And I just think of the dozens of people and the people that I know personally that are out there this evening and will be facing the brunt of this storm with no protection. You look at the people that are over at the Green Road encampment, they're just in a wide open space. No protection from the wind, no protection from anything at the Green Road encampment. The individuals at Lower Flynn Park, who are supposed to be in the middle of moving all of their gear from that now de-designated location to Barrington Street encampment. That's a dangerous spot, and I'm just talking about the weather that's on the way. I just drove by there tonight. What I see with my own eyes, and I've seen tents in other parts of the HRM on my weekend walkabouts, no one's winterized. People that are inside 4 walls are not even ready. If you don't have snow tires on your vehicle, you are not ready for the storm that is coming. Anyway, concerning, and I know people, like I said, that are at these encampments, and I do from time to time in situations like this, inquire, find out from them who showed up, with some type of assistance. Like with this storm, special weather statement's been out for like 48 hours. And I even mentioned it on a show, maybe even Thursday night or on a post, that I would hope that the municipality and search and rescue is going to everyone that is outside and giving them the option to go someplace safer. It's inevitable that this storm is coming. It'll be interesting to see what measures were taken. Changing gears real quick. Again, these are just, I'm not reading off a teleprompter. I'm looking at the camera. These are notes that I put this show together tonight at work. But I just want to give a shout out again to Lynn, who showed up here at the apartment on Saturday morning about 11 o'clock. And forgive me, Lynn, but can you, if it's okay, can you just put in the comment section, because I know you'll watch this eventually, the two ladies who helped deliver 30 care packages. So I just want to thank Lynn and Rebecca for starting Hugs, Hearts United in Giving Society. Every couple of months, they show up, we meet, and in the meantime, they collect donations and they fundraise and they put together these care packages that really make a difference. So I look forward to handing those out. Like I said, the weather is going to turn. I may get up earlier tomorrow morning and just go out and hand out, because I know there are materials in those care packages that the unhoused could certainly use with this incoming storm. So again, thank you, Lynn, and everyone at Hugs. Rebecca, I look forward to meeting you in the near future. Just quickly, going back to the designated encampments out for a Saturday walk. Jen and I walked down Bears Road towards the Walmart, the Halifax Shopping Center, and anyone who's driven Bears Road in the last 2 or 3 weeks has seen there are 2 tents just up from the intersection of Oxford and Bears Road, and they're occupied. So we have tents scattered about. I was telling you about the individual that was all set up at that little green space across from the art gallery. They have since moved, leaving behind 8 pallets, like 8 really heavy duty, sturdy, worth money type of pallets. And I saw this individual the next day setting up at one of the designated encampments, just putting a tarp down on the ground. So asked to vacate an area by compliance officers where he was in the stages of winterizing an area for him to live. He had the pallets there. He was off the ground. He could have made quite a structure there. But instead, he was asked to vacate. I saw him with a shopping cart, one of the modes of transportation for the elderly, going around and collecting recycling, but that's for another day. I've already mentioned that. So they're on their way. And of course, like I mentioned just moments ago, every single person that is currently occupying space at Lower Flynn Park at the very tail end of Quinpool. And I was just there last weekend, and nothing has changed. There were no vacancies. It didn't look like anyone had left to go anywhere else, because the options are absolutely nightmarish. And unfortunately, I've lost contact with Andrew Goodsell, who was one of the residents who's been there for almost a year. And I've been to his site. He's winterized. So I just can't imagine the headspace that Andrew finds himself in. PJ, who was over at the Green Road encampment, or any number of people that are up at the Barrington Street encampment, is just an absolute nightmare. Just an absolute nightmare. Oh, that's the other place I saw a tent. Anyone who's coming over the McDonald Bridge as you come off the bridge on the Halifax side of the harbor. Uh, there was a few days ago, I don't know if they're still there, but someone was set up in a tent right there, just as you come off the bridge up the hill, where you can either, take a right and go down Gottingen or go through the intersection or take a left. Right there on the right-hand side, there was a tent there. So I'm just telling you different places throughout the peninsula where I've seen people sleeping rough, as Max likes to say. Max. Saturday was the donations. Yesterday, Michelle Hiltz paid a visit to us here in the apartment. We sat around the kitchen table for like an hour, and then Michelle and I sat right here at this table and had a 30-minute conversation about the death of her only brother, Bobby. His death happened on December 4th of last year. So that conversation has been recorded, it's been edited, it's been produced. The intro, extra is all finished. Michelle has sent me various photos of herself and family and Bobby. So I'm going to put those all together, and I'm going to make a movie, and I'm going to put it up on my YouTube channel. And then on Sunday, a completely different audience will hear that conversation on Folked Up Radio. I really need to get back into that, and I will be speaking with Robin, hopefully within the next 7 days, to get that conversation up before Christmas. And I will say, and I've reached out to lots of people, if at any time you want to share whatever is going on in your life, it doesn't have to be anything to do with the unhoused. Maybe you have some type of talent, just anything that you want to share. There will always be an open invitation for you to do that right here, if you so choose. I'm going to mention this in the end. Again, I'm just on here. I just wanted to tell you about this special weather statement. And again, for the record, I'm curious to see who was out to see everyone and what was offered. I don't know if this microphone, how much it's picking up. Something new, something I wanted to play around with. Okay. Final thing. I've mentioned this before, and I'll mention it right now. If you really want to understand what's going on in real time here in the Halifax Regional Municipality, Nova Scotia in general, go to the Helping End Homelessness in Nova Scotia Facebook page. It's really that simple. I was just on there this evening, and I just highlighted some of the posts, what people are asking for. And again, I have no control over what people do on social media, but Facebook pages like Helping End Homelessness in Nova Scotia, any Facebook page really that is set up to help people, individuals who troll those pages, I don't understand why. Just go back to the classic saying, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Move on to a different Facebook page. Find something that is more hateful, something that is more your speed. But please leave those people alone that are just simply asking for help on pages that were set up to help people. So just looking through there this evening, again, I'm on there at least once a day just to see what's going on. People are asking money for rent. They're in arrears, or they need damage deposit. That's a daily ask on that Facebook page, I believe. Food resources, people looking for, that's what it was. It was a food resource calendar. And that's just the complete opposite of a troll. That is someone that is sharing information about areas throughout the HRM or Nova Scotia where people can go to find meals. So it's a food resource calendar. Don't take my word for it. Just go there after the show and see for yourself. There was a post on there where seniors were looking for rooms, which is just absolutely heartbreaking. Someone was on there asking for money for prescription glasses for one of their kids. And this one was on here from a few days ago. A couple was looking to be adopted for the holidays. That's where we are. That's where we are. Just think about that. Two adults that are in just such a panic. I just can't imagine. I just can't imagine. Okay. Coming up on 16 minutes, late night, 7 minutes away from midnight. Special weather statement. There's some bad weather on the way, so I hope you got everything that you had outside that you didn't want blown away, soaked, or possibly crushed by the snow. I'm glad you got it inside, because there are people who are in a very dangerous situation, and they will find themselves in a very dangerous situation moving forward, as we still have 3 weeks left of fall. Winter solstice is still 3 weeks away, but big storm headed our way, and we'll see what tomorrow night looks like, because it'll be a lot different than what we're looking at right now. My name is Matthew, and you are currently caught up in the moment.